Good morning everybody. So today is going to be a great day because we are going to be doing a hike over the Kaimanawas. It's called the Urchin, or the Mt Urchin track, and today I think that takes about like 4 hours to complete, return, or might be to the summit, I'm not sure. I think it's return, but I'm going to go a little bit further and I'm going to scope out a campsite for a later date when it gets a little bit warmer, because here in New Zealand it is currently still winter and we're almost in spring, but I'm not ready to freeze my ass off in the middle of the night, although I do have the camping gear for it. So going to be scoping it out, and that will be another adventure another time. But at the moment, as I'm recording this, I'm standing around a steam geyser thing. So as probably some people might know, Taupo is a volcano or volcanic area. So this is all heated water from the ground, because we pretty much live on a volcano here in New Zealand. So cool facts for now, and I'm going to take off. By the way, I got myself a new vehicle. Got my dad's Mitsubishi Outlander because he moved over to Australia, and I needed a vehicle coming back to New Zealand from overseas, so I've got this, and this is my perfect personal vehicle. It's got four-wheel drive, so should be able to get out of some scenarios, but it's still quite low for four-wheel drive, so won't be able to get into too much hairy situations intentionally. So alright guys, we'll crack on with it and I'll see you guys soon. So I've just pulled over to the side of the road because I just want to show this view. I don't know how well it's going to come out on the camera, but the colours of the sky and the sun rising on the mountain of Mt Ruapehu and Tongariro crossing is absolutely a gem right now. So here we go, clear that windscreen so you can see, but there it is there. That's Mt Ruapehu on the left and Tongariro crossing on the right. So I've just stopped in Turangi and it is currently 2 degrees in the car. So it's a cold morning, a brisk morning, pretty standard throughout these ways. It's actually kind of mild. So we're going to be heading out there, and it's going to be probably colder than 2 degrees, and I'm not looking forward to it. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm absolutely, why am I lying? It's exciting, and hopefully we get a bit of frost. I don't think we will get any snow or anything. So hopefully it stays clear and we get a good view of the mountain. The next stop that you'll see me at is the track, the head of the track. So see you guys shortly. So here we are. To the right is our Urchin track. I camped down here over New Year's, which was really nice spot actually. It's one of my favourite spots so far, but we're going to be going up this way to the Urchin track. So if you're ever coming out this way to do the track, you then next go to this sign and take a left to the Urchin track. So I'm going to be doing this one to the trig, which is 2 to 2.5 hours long. Contemplated might go to the river, which is about 4 hours, so might end up being the whole day, but we'll see how we go with getting to the trig first. So it's currently 8 o'clock in the morning and we are starting this track now. So it's been the first 22 minutes. I've done 1.34 k's. It's been uphill. I'm out of steam. To be honest, I've been smoking since I've been back in New Zealand. Well, while I was travelling as well, because it's cheap in Europe. It's like €4 for a pack, but that's besides the point. It makes all this harder. So wanting to do all this is good motivation to quit. So if you're a smoker, you want to get into hiking, quit. It's my easiest advice, because when I wasn't smoking, doing like the likes of Ben Nevis, much easier Ben Nevis is probably actually the same size as this, maybe smaller, but Ben Nevis is the biggest mountain in the UK, in Scotland. So yeah, but I'm out of breath. I do have a bigger bag, but I need to practice with a bit of weight, and this is only like a quarter of the weight that I would normally do if I'm doing big hikes and camping and stuff. So practicing, trying to keep myself fit, and going on some runs. And I need to quit smoking, so that's the first goal after this. So I'll pick up the pace now because it's downhill and flat. I think I'm like up on the ridge now, maybe the reason why it's flat. So I did a little bit of looking around the topo maps or dock maps. Trail, got a mud patch. It's like, uh-oh, puddle. Do we go under it, over it, or around it? Oh, around it. I'm distracted from what I was saying. We're on a lion hunt and we're not scared. That's the song I was singing. So I've come to a clearing, and I'm not quite turning the camera just yet because I wish you heard my reaction. It was like, oh, but I'm climbing up a bit of higher to get a bit of view. But boom, Mt Ruapehu, through the trees there is Tongariro, and that is beautiful. Just walking on this tree bund thing, root ball, I think that's what they call it. I think it's a root ball, that's the terminology. But yeah, that is spectacular. I'm so glad I came today. This is awesome. I can see the top over there, where I'm going, up there. So it's going to be an awesome view over here of Tongariro and Mt Ruapehu. I'll catch my breath and then I'll talk to you about something that's cool and interesting. So I've pretty much got to the border of all the trees, and there's a clearing here, which means I'm pretty close to the summit. I haven't checked my Strava to see what time it is yet, but I've noticed as I've been walking, there's been little areas like this, and there's been a little pit of fire. So there's little areas on this track that you can just pitch like a smaller tent or a tent. So if you do want to make it a multi-day hike, you can. As I'm talking to you, I can see like a bottle of alcohol just tossing the bush. If you do stay out in these areas, clean up after yourself. On my way back down, I'm going to pick that up and take it with me, and just help clean the bush a little bit, because preserve the nature. Like, otherwise it's not going to be as what it is now and exciting and good. So look after it, look after the bush, look after you, and then our future generations can enjoy it too. All these walks, eventually they'll close them and won't be accessible because people keep tossing things in the bush. So yeah, don't do that, don't throw things away. Some cloud covering on the Tongariro crossing. Trying to think of the name of the volcano by Tongariro, but I just keep calling it Tongariro. But then there's Mt Ruapehu, which is still clear. So hopefully when I summit this, they're both clear. But Mt Ruapehu is looking stunning at the moment. So I've just summited it, and 1 hour and 8 minutes. The sign said 2 hours to 2.5 hours. I did it faster. I was moving at some pace. Catch my breath now. No wonder I'm always thinking I'm out of breath. I think I walked too fast, which means I might continue along the ridge behind me, which goes down there into the valley, and it meets up with the Tongariro River. It's kind of near the headwaters, but you still got probably another day. Like, it probably takes another day, like, to get the headwaters, 2 days. So like, this hike stop down the bottom by the river, hike around back up the ridge along the valley. I think it's the ridge way over there. Down the other side, I think that's where the headwaters are. I haven't seen a trail that actually takes you directly to the headwaters, but I'm sure you could walk up the stream up the river. So yeah, in the distance I can see Lake Taupo as well. Oh, fucking beautiful. It feels so good. Honestly, I travelled completely the other side of the world and did some pretty average, well, they're cool hikes, but this is only like an hour away from home, and there's countless amounts of hikes to do here. So you've got all the ridges over that way behind you. Behind me we've got Tongariro, Ruapehu. We've got the ridges over here, the Kaimanawas, all the Kaimanawas over there. It's endless what you can do. So if you live in New Zealand and like hiking, don't take it for granted what you've got here. So currently the ground is still thawing out. So it would have been pretty cold last night. It was 0 degrees when I left the car. So up here feels a bit warmer now. I think it'll probably be about like 4-5 degrees already. But the ground's thawing out from a bit of ice over last night. Honestly, it's been a pretty mild one, because a couple of weeks ago it was like -4 degrees around this area. So it's warming up a little bit. Spring's just around the corner. There hasn't been a lot of snow in the area this year. Like, I think the Kaimanawas where I am now only had a little bit of snow, like, well, since I've been here anyway, last week, and that was the first time I think it might have had snow this season, so I could be wrong. But it is currently the 24th of August, I think it is. I think it's the 24th. I could be wrong. I'm bad at knowing I haven't followed the date. Probably followed it more when I was overseas travelling, but all I know, it is a Sunday in August, towards the end of the month. Next week's Father's Day. Yeah, what day? Father Day? Who knows? I keep stopping and turning to look at Mt Ruapehu and Tongariro, because it's just like, they're beautiful mountains and they're very, very famous. A lot of people come through here to hike them or go up them and do especially the Tongariro crossing. It gets so many tourists over summer. And then there's Mt Ruapehu, you get people climbing up it. I tried it on New Year's but got snowed in with the snowstorms that came down. There is a video on my YouTube channel of that. So if you look for around, it won't be on New Year's, it was uploaded sort of 5 months or 4 months after. So yeah, it's just beautiful. But now, so the ridge, I'll be going down there and over that, and then down into a valley, or I could keep going around this ridge, and I think it goes down there over to those, but I might go up there and I might walk over to that ridge there, just that little peak, which could be quite cool. I'll see when I get there. I don't think there's going to be a trail, might be a little bit off the trail, but yeah, look how beautiful that is. So Mt Ruapehu and the Tongariro. So the Tongariro crossing is that little bit there. It takes about 8 to 9 hours to do the cross for the average Joe, and you can climb that as well if you want to, which is probably like a day. But yeah, there's also a track that goes around the mountain, which I'm yet to do and want to do, but so much things I want to do here. That's why I moved to Taupo. So there is some snow on the Kaimanawas, way off in the distance. That's snow. Trying to get my finger there, right there. So yeah, I tried to walk through here, I guess, to that ridge that I was going to go to. but I might not, because I'm not going to bush bash at the moment. That's like, I want to protect the environment like I was saying before. So I can now actually see the Tongariro River down in the valley. So I'll just come up to a little bit of a clearing and show you. Where I was walking, it looked like a bit of a track, but it just gets a bit overgrown. So there probably is a way around it, but I'm not going to bother today. I'm just going to stick to the track. But down here, I can see the Tongariro River. So the headwaters, oh, they're around the valley. So yeah, that's a pretty cool sight to see. I might head down there now. Is it? I thought I saw some people trout fishing. But yeah, gonna head down there now. Because like, I mean, it's taken me maybe an hour 20, and I've gone a little bit further past the trig, and the turn off for the big giant loop is up here, and then down into the valley to the Thunderbolt, which I think the Thunderbolt is this ridge here. So you come down on the river on this side, then up the Thunderbolt up there, which is, I think it was like another hour and a half to summit from the river. So it'll probably take me about an hour, maybe get down there, or 40 minutes. So I'll see when I get there, but don't really want to get my feet wet, especially seeing ice around. It's going to be cold, so I might pass on that. It. So back to Urchin Road is 2 to 3 hours, and down to this hut I want to do at some stage. That's another 5 to 7 hours. Same around to Mt Ruapehu Road, which is, I could do the full circle I think in a day, back to Urchin Road I think, but we're just going to do this one because down here we have the river. I've been hiking for about an hour 50 now, so it's pretty close actually with the Urchin Road, 2 hours. So I did get to the trek faster, but I've been flying the drone for a bit, and to be honest, I've been feeling pretty warm up until now where I've stopped and flew the drone. So I'm going to carry on walking, and I'm going to head down to Waipakihi River, which is about an hour. So I'll be there in about an hour, maybe 40 minutes, but to be continued. There's the Tongariro River. It's probably not. Oh, it's Waipakihi River. Not actually the Tongariro River. Ah, wait. Someone in the comments, if people watch this, is this the Tongariro River? I swear I followed it from Lake Taupo up. I thought this was it. So I've been coming down this scoured bit of track, and then now I've hit this tree log blockage thing. So I'm going to attempt to get over it. I'll try to clear some of it. So the idea of crossing this didn't last long. I threw fucking one branch, and this is only getting a couple of seconds, but blood. Yeah, gonna have to wash it. Fucking hell. Oh well, not getting down to the river today. I'm gonna be heading back up that way, and hopefully this is cleared next time I come here. Sad times. Oh well, you win and you lose. I feel like I'm not halfway down too. Damn it. Line hunt song. We're gonna go around it. Uh-oh, don't think so. Are we gonna go under it? Nah, don't think so. Did we go over it? I went over it. One sacrifice though. I can't wait to get into that river and just clean this off actually. I don't want it to get infected. So I've made it back to, I made it down to the river now with one messed up hand and blood, which is pretty grim. It stings a little bit, but I think when I was looking online, there is camping spots, but it's quite muddy. So I think it is this by the river, so you can camp down here. Maybe just not while like it's like a storm or after some rain. Or maybe when the snow's melting, but I don't think where the head point of this river is, there shouldn't be too much snow. It should be melted by now, so I'd say it's reasonably okay, but it's just the ground is very, very soaked. But I can see people have got fire here, so this will be a nice peaceful place to camp. So that might be the goal over New Year's, camp here and do the whole circle. So this will be like day one destination. I'm just going to check the time. It said 4 hours back to the car park, but I think I've done it way faster than that. So yeah, it did take me 2 hours 19 to get here. It says about 4 hours to get here, so I've done it in about half the time, and I've stopped for drone footage and taking videos and things like that. So if I had to just keep walking, it probably would have been bang on 2 hours. But yeah, there's some ice on the ground here, and I'm just going to show the river now. And you're going to get my reaction because it's my first time down here. This is amazing. Woo! This is why we do it. And got to do one thing. Woo! She stings. Yeah, that stings because I was moving around a bit. But it's good for you. Fresh water, clean water. You could probably drink this water. I think you can. Unless they've put like 1080 or something, or some sort of poison up the river, but boil it first. We're good. There's a marker on the other side of the river, which I guess is for the Thunderbolt. But looking at the river, I could cross it, and after feeling how fucking cold it is, no. I did contemplate a swim before, but it's not happening. So I'm here eating my ginger nuts. I don't have a place for them. Ginger nuts. Just had 2 bananas, which are very good for energy for hiking. This was not where I was going to be leading off on, but what I was going to lead off on is like this sort of thing. Like I mentioned earlier when I was at the top, I thought I saw some trout fishers or some people fishing down below, but it wasn't. My eyesight probably isn't as good as what it used to be. But being down here by the river and the idea of camping down here and then cooking over an open flame or something, I actually wanted to get my license for fishing trout and things like that. So in New Zealand, for freshwater fish, you need to have a license to do it. So I'm going to do that, and I think it's fly fishing pretty much. So you can't use baits or anything like that. Good old-fashioned fly fishing. So I kind of want to get into it. It'll be cool. It'll be awesome to catch like a trout or something, and then be able to cook it for dinner. So that would be my goal, ultimate goal. But I really do love coming down to these areas. You feel at peace. The sound of the river, the sound of the birds, the peace and quiet away from town, city, and people. Like, I love it. And no reception down here either, so off the grid. This is like every year ever when they do like a little hike. Ah! They like pose, they like put their head sideways, get into it. No. Wow. Took a little walk. I got a little bit snotty to be honest, so I apologise for the sniffs and stuff throughout the video. But I've been standing here by the river having a look to see if there's trout, but they'd have to be sort of placed here, I think, because and spawned here because there is heaps of dams throughout the river. I'm trying not to sniff. Heaps of dams throughout the river, so I don't know how they go down and back up, so I think they have to introduce them to further up the stream and things like that. But I haven't seen any trout or any fish, but I've been keeping my eyes out anyway. It's something I'll have to read up about. So yeah, having a look, but no luck at seeing any. So I'm back here again and I'm going to start my ascent back up. There's about a bit, and then back to the car park. I'm back at the obstacle. Coming up the hill is so much harder than going down. Taking it very slow. It's going to double my time going back up. It took me half an hour down. It's going to probably take me an hour up. It's taking me 15 minutes to get to this point. That was like a 10-minute walk to the bottom. So, it's hard. Oh fuck, I'm gonna die. Made it back over the obstacle, and now I still yet to go up more. Oh, when you go down valleys like that, you forget that there's an uphill on the way back, especially when it's one way. Woohoo, up a spot, man. Whoa. Nah, I'm enjoying it though. Here's the sign, heck. I overshot it. It came up here. Okay, so I came up the wrong path somehow. So it took me 44 minutes to get back up from the bottom, and then like half an hour from here down. So right, so what does this sign say? An hour. Pretty good on the way up. I think it's at 2 hours at the bottom to come back up. But to get down in half an hour and then back up 50 minutes in an hour and a half pretty much. It's not bad. So I'm back at Mt Ruapehu. Oh, being able to see Mt Ruapehu. I'm not at Mt Ruapehu, but you can see that the cloud's coming in. I can kind of see the lake and the cloud, so I think there's some rain. But this sort of area, it's like an alpine. People forget that like it's got its own weather system almost. So the weather can go from being really sunny like it was this morning to pissing down with rain or snow. So I'm getting myself lucky because it was meant to be overcast all day, and I had an amazing view this morning. So I'm so lucky. I'm exhausted though from walking back up that hill, but pretty much from here we're back on the Urchin trig in about 10 minutes, and then we'll be just straight downhill descending back to the car. So I'm now past the trig point. I didn't record up there because there was other people that were walking up. So that was the first group of people I've seen this whole time. It's been about 3.5 hours, I think, all up. So that's pretty decent. And it is winter though as well. But compared to like a hike over in the UK, you'd see like hundreds of people a day like walking them. So that's another beneficial thing of these things, and I'll give you a bit of a rating of this hike once I'm finished it. Hey everybody, so I've finished the hike now and I'm now parked up by Lake Taupo, just sort of admiring the scenery. Have myself a nice hazy lake man out the gate, so got that for the ride home and just to chill here. And I also got some wraps. And I just want to talk about the hike. So the hike was 16.5 kilometers. I did it in 3 hours and 40 minutes. And I did have a couple falls on the way back down on the last 5 minutes where my legs were a bit shaky from the very steep part, which was coming back from the river up to the ridge. And that was challenging. That was very steep. And my legs got a bit shaky coming back down. But it just means I needed to do more hikes and keep active during the week, so doing a few runs and things like that. Now in terms of elevation, my max elevation was 1,380 meters high, so officially higher than the Ben Nevis, which is wild because that took me 5 hours return, but I was going a bit slower and I was like passing people and there was a lot more people to get around and there was snow and ice to sort of maneuver on. So if you're unfamiliar with the Ben Nevis is the tallest mountain in the UK, and that is located in Scotland in the Highlands. So I did that earlier in the year, around March. Yeah, it was March, so that was pretty cool. But anyway, guys, I'm closing this video off, and I'm going to sort of overlay, or I'm going to put after this, my Strava details of what I've just done. So cheers, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.